Hello and welcome to this week's Vodcast for Thursday, January the 20th with me, Kevin Ross, for an easy listening digest of the week's news from the Melton Times. Coming up, Store Wars, Waitrose v Sainsbury's, and who would you choose? There's a call from the Melton Carnegie Museum to celebrate Girl Guiding Centenary. Melton man caught up in Brisbane floods. And finally in sport, sisters are picked out for Olympic future. All this and more coming up next in the Melton Times Vodcast for Thursday, January the 20th, 2011. On the front page of the Melton Times this week, Store Wars. Sainsbury's and Waitrose will go head to head next week as their rival store plans for Melton go before councillors. The former was first out of the blocks applying for permission to build a superstore in Nottingham Road, but faced competition from Waitrose after Brooksby Melton College announced its intention to redevelop its Asselby Road campus. Both bids are now determined by a meeting of the Melton Councillors Development Committee next Thursday, January the 27th at 6:30, to which the public are invited. Is it Sainsbury's or Waitrose for you, and why? Tell us by emailing editor@meltontimes.co.uk. The future of education in Melton and the Vale looks bright on the evidence of the latest league tables published by the government, as well as improved Ofsted ratings for two of the town's schools. None of Leicestershire's schools were below the government's threshold of 30% of pupils gaining 5 or more GCSEs at grade C or above, including English and Maths. Beaver High School in Bossford, which had its first GCSE results last summer, saw 65% of pupils gaining 5 or more GCSEs at C grade or above. The school was also the best achieving comprehensive school in the country for the new English Baccalaureate, with 34% of pupils receiving it. An open evening will be held at the Post 16 Centre in Burton Road next Thursday, January the 27th from 5:30 to 8:30. Also an open morning will be held next Saturday, January the 29th from 10 to 1. While local hero Stuart Broad's Ashes quest was cruelly cut short by injury, Melton were there all the way to lend a hand in England's crushing series victory. How's That Travel, based in Borough on the Hill, bolstered the Barmy's Army ranks by taking along a 300-strong party of fans. The historic tour was a dream come true for How's That director Ian Kerr, who set up the company with friends 6 years ago. Ian caught the Barmy Army bug when he first sampled an Australian Ashes series while down under visiting family in 1999. Read Ian's Ashes blog on howsthattravel.wordpress.com. And staying in Australia after devastating floods outstripped the third largest city, leaving 30,000 properties underwater and 7 people dead, a dramatic clean-up of operation of post-war proportions has got underway. Melton man Tom Dixon, who moved to Brisbane in 2003 to undertake work as a marine biologist, had a lucky escape for the disaster, living just 5 kilometres south of the city centre in a suburb called Annerley. His home remains untouched, but the floods have affected nearby friends and neighbours' homes, and he's now lending a hand with the mass clear-up operation to help get the city back on its feet. Calling all girl guides, brownies and rainbows, past and present. Melton Carnegie Museum is celebrating Girl Guiding Centenary. It's 100 years since Agnes Baden-Powell established her Girl Guides Association, and over the decades thousands of local girls have been pushing the boundaries, enjoying new experiences and having their voices heard in the world. An exhibition charting this fascinating story is on display at the museum in Thorpe End until Sunday, April the 3rd. For more information or to book an activity, please call Leicester 305 3860 or email meltonmuseum@leicester.gov.uk. Melton is getting ready to deliver a royal welcome on Tuesday when the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall visit the borough. Charles and Camilla will be visiting Long Clawson Dairy to celebrate the dairy's centenary, tour the factory, view methods of cheese production and meet staff. A plaque will also be unveiled in the staff restaurants commemorating the dairy's centenary. The last time Prince Charles visited Melton Borough was in the year 2000, when he came to Melton and endorsed a campaign to protect Melton Mowbray pork pie. During his visit to Melton Farmers Market, he met and chatted to stallholders and producers, and even shown how to raise a pork pie by Dickinson and Morris Managing Director Stephen Hallam. Make a splash for charity. Enter the Lions Swimathon. The Melton Lions Swimathon is the biggest single fundraising event in Melton's calendar, and now is the time to join our Splash Club. Organisers set themselves the target of raising £10,000 for 4 fantastic causes: Helpful Heroes, Macmillan Cancer Support, the Mayor's Appeal for Derbyshire, Leicestershire and Rutland Air Ambulance, and the Lions charitable projects. 15 teams have already entered, but there's room for up to 50, and the more swimmers there will be, the bigger the final total will be. The event involves teams, normally of 6 people, swimming in relay for 55 minutes, with the aim of completing as many lengths as possible in that time, whilst raising as much money and having as much fun as possible. To enter, cut out the form on page 16, and entry sponsor forms are also available from the Melton Times. And finally, the Business Awards are back. Entries open today for the 3rd Melton Business Awards. They're being run by the Melton Times and the Melton Town Centre Partnership, and will culminate in a gala dinner and presentation evening at the banqueting suite at Melton Cattle Market on Thursday, March the 24th. Over the coming weeks, we'll be celebrating what makes Melton best, the best place to visit, shop, do business and to eat, but we need your help to do it. The idea behind the awards is to show that while times are tough, businesses can thrive and excel in Melton, a place where we're all proud to live and work. So now's the time to let everyone know that Melton is best. Entering your business or nominating someone else's couldn't be simpler. So if you know, work for or run a great business, fill in the coupon and send it in today on page 6 of the Melton Times. And in free time this week, The King's Speech Certificate 12A is showing at Melton's Regal Cinema for another week as one of its stars, Colin Firth, celebrates winning a Golden Globe. His portrayal is King George VI. The film is an impeccably crafted chapter from recent British history that charts a remarkable and unlikely friendship between 2 men from opposite sides of the class divide. The King's Speech can be seen today and tomorrow at 5:15 and 8 p.m. More information, go to the website on regal-melton.co.uk. And in sport, the dream of competing side by side at the Olympics has moved a step closer to reality for sisters Willa and Chloe Newton after they were both selected for an elite coaching programme. The Stonesby horsewomen were the only sibling to be chosen by British Equestrian Federation's 2011-2013 World Class Development Programme, which cherry-picks talented riders to maximise their potential and deliver success on the international stage. And staying with horses, promising show jumper Anna Randall underlined her potential with an excellent top 3 finish at an international equestrian competition. The 15-year-old was delighted just to reach the finals of the National Schools Equestrian Association UK Championships, but came within a fence of being crowned national champion. And finally in sport, every little helps as Tesco rescues the 2000 levelled Sickle Classic. Retail giant Tesco has stepped in and secured the future of one of the borough's biggest sporting events. Organisers were set to cancel the 2011 Rutland Melton International Sickle Classic because of the lack of a major sponsor. But just days before the deadline, Tesco agreed a 5-figure deal to safeguard this year's race for Sunday, April the 17th. Well, that's about it. Of course, the full stories can be found in the Melton Times. So until next week, when we'll have yet more news and sport, have a very safe week. That was a JK Media production for the Melton Times.